Hey, welcome, 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 welcome. This is a great training we're going to be doing. I'm excited to have so many of you on board with us with this real training for real results that we're going to get real fast. And my name's Zack Childress, and welcome to the training call today. And I know some of you are still coming on board. I got some late stragglers coming in, and I think it's just so imperative that we all are on this at the same time, because the information that I'm about to share with you is something I've never shared before. It is something that I think we all should have learned years ago, especially even when I got started. When I got started, man, I was being told all these promises that just, didn't work out all the time. Not that I let it stop me from moving forward, but there's a lot that was left out, and I'm sure for you too, as you started your real estate journey, you found that some of the information was left out. Now, I want to help everyone move forward faster. That's what I just said, move forward faster. And by doing that, there is really a formula that you can follow that will allow you to make 10,000 in the next 30 days. So you just got to stay with me here. I've got a lot of great information to share with you, and I want to do that right now. So let's get started, okay? So everybody that's coming on board, once again, my name is Zack Childress, and welcome to the training call today. It's going to be a special one because, like I said, this is a brand new training and that I have been working on for over a year. Not that I've been working on the processes, but I've been working on this specific training for over a year. And the reason being is because I'm listening to my students. And so many of them have said to me, hey, look, this is what I wish I had. This is what I wish someone would teach me. This is what I wish someone would tell me how to get out of my paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And that's exactly what I'm here to do for you today. So I'm going to show you the only true proven way to make $10,000 in 30 days. It's a success plan. Why do I know this? Because I've done it. I've lived it. I had to recreate my own business following this model, just like a lot of you when you got started. So let's go ahead and jump into this. You're going to learn today how to generate $10,000 to $30,000 in the next 30 days with, you heard me right, no money or credit, even if you're working a full-time job and have zero experience. Like I said, my name is Zack Childress. I'm a real estate investing expert, and I'm the 30-day fast track creator. And we'll talk about a little bit more about that as we keep going. So here's what you're also going to learn today. Besides how to generate the $10,000 to $30,000 in 30 days, I'm going to also show you how you don't have to have any money for startup cost. You don't have to have any money for marketing to bring deals in. You don't have to have any money for down payments either. And you don't have to have good credit to get financing for purchases. And you don't have to have any money to pay for fix-up cost either. If you are working a full-time job and don't have much time to devote to your real estate business, then this is the training you want to listen to. You don't know what the first step is to get started. Well, we're going to help overcome that. You're afraid to get started, make mistakes, or spend a lot of time and not have any success. I'm going to show you a proven process that will get you to where you want to be. You can't find any good deals in the market. Well, we're going to talk specifically about that. You have zero experience and knowledge about real estate, which actually could be a good thing because it means that you're going to learn the right way now. And you don't have a buyer's list, and that might be stopping you from moving forward. Well, these are all things that we're going to overcome right here, right now, today. Okay? Just to give you an idea kind of how I am and how I can teach people, here's a real estate attorney that speaks out. He said, Zack, you're a person that knows what's going on in the industry. You stay ahead of the power curve, and you're absolutely amazing. And I recommend you to anyone that's in the real estate industry and is serious about getting things done. Daryl Jones, real estate attorney. Just so you know who Daryl is, that's him right there. Now, Daryl was an officer in the military. He retired. He became a politician for the state of Florida, and then he became a real estate attorney. And during this time, he got into real estate investing, and he came to one of my 3-day seminars. I remember when he came up and he introduced himself to me, I didn't know whether I should salute him, shake his hand, or get his autograph, to be honest with you. But he was a powerful man that saw what I was doing and realized that I was way ahead of the power curve. And I want you to pay attention to this too, especially if you're a seasoned person on this call or if you're brand new. I don't want you to worry, because what I'm going to show you and teach you here today will help change your business. And here's Timmy Abney. I just want to share this one with you real quick. She said, I have such great news. She said, hey, Zack, it's Timmy Abney. I wanted to let you know that I have such great news for you. I just closed a deal following your system. It is for the amount of $40,942.92. Yes, you heard me right. That's $40,942.92 on one deal. And I didn't use any of my money or use my credit. What you're teaching is just perfect, and it works. I was sick and had to have surgery. In the 3 months I was sick in bed, I made more money using your strategy than I have in a whole year. Because of your willingness to help others, I am really able to have those dreams finally come true. I wanted to say thank you so much for your training, especially a thank you for introducing me to new strategies that work. I wouldn't have made $40,942.92 without your training. Your biggest fan, Timmy Abney. Guys, this is why I want you to pay attention. Pay attention to what I'm about to share with you, and you too can start to see results like this. Okay? It's just the way it works. So here's my promise to you. If I can show you over the next 45 minutes how to start using new and creative investing strategies that work in today's market, just like I did Daryl Jones and Timmy Abney, will you commit to giving me your undivided attention so that I can help you change your life forever? If you'll do that, then I have something else for you, my gift for you. I'm going to do even one better for you. When you stay with me until the end, I'm going to give you my 16 Mistakes Investors Make book that normally sells for $39.95. Today, you'll get it for free, just for making the investment in yourself and taking action to be on this training and giving this training your undivided attention. So your gift at the end, I'll give you a link that you can go to and download your free copy of the top 16 mistakes most new investors make. Stop losing money and get educated on what works. So this is just a free gift for you for being on here right now for this new training. Now, a little bit about me. For those of you that don't know who I am, I grew up in Alabama. My mother was basically financially challenged, as we said in our house. We were struggling, to say the least. I mean, she was a single mom raising 2 boys in a little mobile home park in a little trailer. And, life wasn't always bells and whistles and glorious gifts and, fancy cars and nice clothes. It was just a struggle trying to, keep food on the table. And life, moves forward. You move forward with what you know, and you don't focus on what everyone else has, because that's not reality for you. So I say that because I want you to understand something, that life is about what you make it. Now, just so that we're clear, I mean, this is who I am. I'm in a little town in Alabama. I still live in Alabama right now. Actually, I moved back. I lived out in California for a while. But this was my little hometown. I used to live in this little 700 square foot duplex right there. That's where I was. It was a drug house. It took me 3 months to clean this up. I was on rock bottom in my life here. I just remember how horrible this was. It was as low as you could get at this point in my life. And I knew I had to get out. I didn't know how to get out, but I knew I had to make a choice to change my life. And part of that process was educating myself. And I'll never forget, this was the first education I got from wealth building. Mr. Carlton Sheets, if anybody remembers him. He's way back in the day. But, like anything, all it did was whet my appetite. It made me realize there was so much more to learn, and I had to get out there and I had to find out what it was. So I heard about this seminar. And so I wanted to go to this seminar. And listen, I got excited about my life and what I was about to change in that life. And I invested in my education at that seminar. It was just it just wasn't what I thought it was made out to be. Nothing the gurus told me was working. It just like it almost seemed like they were sending me down a dead end road. They always leave something out. Like it was always like I'd get to a certain point, and then what was I supposed to do? It just didn't make a lot of sense to me. Then they were never there to help me. So if I tried to get some support, like no one was there. It was like I was left in the middle of a desert to try to figure it out on my own. The strategies they were teaching were old. Like a lot of it just didn't even apply to the current market that we were in. And the market was changing constantly. And it was very limited strategies. It didn't really push boundaries. And a lot of them were just very outdated. They were not even investing anymore. So these were people that weren't even actually out there in the market anymore, which didn't even make a lot of sense to me. How they could even know what was working in real estate at that point. But the truth about getting started was really this, is I felt like I was on a rocket ship taking off because I was absorbing so much information. And I thought, oh man, this is great, this is great, this is great. But the reality is I was walking around in circles. I was going around and around and around in circles trying to figure out how I was going to get out of this horrible duplex that I lived in, living paycheck to paycheck, barely keeping food on the table, trying to figure out how I was going to keep my car payments paid, my lights on. And here I was going around circle and circle. And what I ended up finding out is that literally I was inundated with courses and study guides and everything else, but applying it wasn't getting me the results I was looking for. And like I said, it felt like a dead-end road. It really did. It really felt like a dead-end road, to the point that I was going broke chasing my dream. Like I knew real estate was the way I wanted to go, but I just felt like I was going nowhere doing this. And I needed money like yesterday. That's the reality here. Like I needed money yesterday at this point in my life. I was studying too many courses. The strategies I was learning were taking too long to even get results from. I was more confused on how to start after I started than even before I started, if that made sense. I didn't know what to do first, second, or third. I just really didn't. It was a big problem for me because, all these gurus were spouting off all these promises and everything. And the reality is that it was making me more confused than ever before. I needed help on what to say and when to say it. Like I would get somebody on the phone, and how was I supposed to make that work? I didn't know what paperwork to use, and that was the biggest challenge. And then if they would say something to me like, oh, well, just find a deal and put it under contract. Well, great, but how do I find the deal? What do I say to them to get them to agree to the contract? What contract do I use? How do I fill out the contract? And I was still unclear on how to get leads, because they just kept saying, find motivated sellers, find motivated sellers. Well, great, but where are they at? Who are they? What's the ones I can go get? I mean, I didn't have all this money to do marketing. So that was a challenge. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever got a course wishing for results and then nothing happened? You felt lost, confused, unsure, unclear, disorientated, bewildered? Right. I think we've all been there, right? Well, same thing happened to me. So I'm no different than you. I just said I needed to make some changes. So what my life was still like back then, I was wasting time with too many things and not getting focused on what's very important, like a lead intake system. I only knew how to do one type of strategy, which is what all the gurus were touting, oh, just go do quick turns, wholesale, wholesale, wholesale. But the problem with that is everybody else was doing it too, and they were all chasing the same sellers, all chasing the same buyers, and it was highly competitive, and there was nothing unique about it. And the problem with that is that I was a one-trick pony. I didn't know how to work all the leads. I needed more than one way to do a deal. I knew that right away, because I knew is that all these leads over here were being wasted. And the only few of the leads I could actually work with, but there was a bigger pile of leads that I couldn't work with because I was following the guru's information. They were telling me, only do this. And the challenge with only doing this was I was leaving all this money on the table. I needed a true understanding of the basics. That's what I needed. I needed to know what it was I was doing. And just like you need to know that, because, it's easy to tell someone, oh, find a motivated seller, offer them 65% of what their property's worth and then find a buyer. Great. But what is that? Like, where are they? Who are they? I would invest in my education and get the materials, and I'd go through the materials and I'd be like, I'm still confused. And the problem with it is no one ever broke the basics down to understand the foundation of that business. And this is something that I just had to figure out on my own. And I needed leads, and lots of them. And I needed a step-by-step process to be able to move those leads through. This is why I think it's important that you understand that the key here is what's called a lead intake system, okay? And I had no idea how to grow the business. Like, I did one deal, and then next thing you know, 3 months later, I might do another deal. But that's no way of growing a business. I needed to be consistent with it. I needed to have multiple investing strategies. And I was trying to build a business, but needed to put systems in place to manage it. And this was just not being taught. So how my life changed. So let's talk about this real quick, because the reality was I had to recreate my business. I spent way too much time wasting away at what all these gurus were spouting off on TV, and spent way too much money chasing the dreams that they were promising me by simply realizing that I was going nowhere fast. And so I had to either do two things, either choose to go back to the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle and just accept that that was how my life was going to be, or I could go and start refocusing my business and really digging in and figuring out what would work. So I needed to focus on how to get paid right now. That was the number one goal for me while I was sitting there thinking about this business. It was, how do I get paid right now? And I had to create a lead intake system, which is what we talked about. And I'm actually going to show you what a lead intake system looks like here in a little bit. And I'm going to walk you through the process of how that all comes to be. And it's super powerful. When you have a lead intake system, it keeps you in the flow of things. It keeps you very consistent. It keeps you very detailed and organized so that you know how things need to be done. And I needed 4 ways to profit on leads. So let me ask you this question. If you knew that a lead came in, and when that lead came in, you knew very specifically that was either a wholesale deal, a creative financing deal, a fix or flip, or buy and hold. You knew right away, but you had the ability to work that lead no matter what it was. That, my friend, is when you start to scale your business, and you have to gain that knowledge on how to work 4 profit centers in your business so every lead has a place. And in each profit center, there's multiple strategies under each profit center, like, for instance, wholesaling. Most people think of wholesaling as find a cash buyer, find a discounted house. Well, that's only one way. There are many other ways to structure these deals where you can find properties at 95% value and still wholesale these deals. So you just got to get the education to learn how to do that. And I needed unlimited funding, right? We all need unlimited funding. You need unlimited funding. I need unlimited funding. And I found it. And I'm going to share this with you inside this training on how that came to be for me and exactly what is unlimited funding and how it is everywhere and you can tap into it literally like tomorrow. I also had to have an automated lead generation system in place. And the reason I say this is because I want you to think about this. Imagine for a moment that you had a piece of technology, that you could take this piece of technology and you could tell it, I want you to look on the web, on all these different websites, and I want you to find me people who are selling their houses that are motivated, need to sell, must sell, handyman special, fixer-uppers, divorce, probate, moving out of state, all these types of motivations. And this piece of software would go out into the World Wide Web and it would extract all these leads for you on a daily basis and dump them into your inbox. And on the best part, it would then go out to the web and it would find all the buyers that were looking for properties in that area that you just found properties and dump them into your inbox. And all you had to do was call the seller, call the buyer, follow a simple script, use a simple contract, and put these deals together. That would change the game, wouldn't it? Well, stay with me. I want to show you exactly what that looks like. And the best part, I did this with only putting in 4 hours a week because I systemized my business. I built a lead intake. I created 4 profit centers. I found unlimited funding. I built automated systems to help me generate more leads in my business. You can do this too. This is how you get out of that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, and you quit going around in circles listening to all these gurus out here that aren't really giving you the information that you need. Now, this is how my 30-day fast track was created. My 30-day fast track was created out of necessity. It was created because I had to refigure out my life, my business. I needed money within 30 days. I had to pay some mortgage payments. I had to pay, rent back then, and car payments, and keep the lights on. I had to make money like yesterday. So I created it just in my business, and then I went on to develop it to what it is today because of a few things I'm about to share with you. But this is my 30-day fast track system, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. But this is just how fast it works, okay? And why it works is because of new strategies. So stay with me because I'm going to introduce you to some really new stuff right now. So, and this is the stuff I've been doing and a lot of my beta testers have been doing, and you're going to see the results that they've been getting, like Timmy Abney, a $40,000 check. But this was a house that had an ARV of 280. It needed about $35,000 in work. Now, the challenge with this house is you can see the problem at the bottom. No cash buyer would step in and buy this because the seller owed $195,000. I wanted a $15,000 assignment fee on this, which put it at 75% of value, which most cash buyers want properties at about 60 to 65%. So the cash buyer pool was just not there. But I targeted a financed buyer. Please write that down on your paper because this is the game changer right now. So back when I had to recreate my life and I had to recreate how to make money in 30 days, I knew that I had to find a different way to make money in the marketplace. I had to not only find a different way to make money in the marketplace, but I also had to target sellers and buyers that all my competition was not targeting. Okay, you with me on this? And so that meant that if every other wholesaler in the market was taught to get properties at 60 to 65%, I needed to figure out a way to be able to pay more for properties. On top of that, if I knew all my competition as wholesalers in the market were targeting cash buyers, then I needed to figure out a way to target different buyers, which is why I went after financed buyers. But, all the gurus who are teaching this old information tell you need a cash buyer, you need a cash buyer. Well, that's just outright false. It's because they're not doing it anymore, okay? When you push boundaries, you learn new ways, and you invest differently, you win at the game of real estate and at the game of success. So this is a primary example of a deal I did, wholesaling to a financed buyer, which allowed me to get paid out of escrow, which most people say can't be done because you need cash in hand. That's not true. You need a proprietary document that I'm going to show you. So the buyer needed to get a loan, which pushed all the other wholesalers away from this buyer. It was a new strategy. It was a new way of closing deals. Now, there's my check paid out of escrow, $13,480.63. Now, who caught the difference there? My profit was 15, right? But why was my check $13,480? Well, it's simply put, it's like this, that the seller couldn't contribute to closing fees. So I participated because the seller owed $195. So instead of $15,000, I made $13,480.63. Now that, my friends, is how fast it worked. Within 30 days, put 13 grand in my pocket. And it was all because I figured out a new way to create quick cash working with a different pool of buyers and being able to pay more for properties, which eliminated my competition. Just like Brett Wade here. Now, Brett said, and I'll never forget this, he saw what I was doing and he wanted to learn what I was doing. And, at first I didn't really want to share it with anybody. But then when I listened to his story and how he wanted to kind of, get out of some of the struggles he was going through and so forth, I really felt like I could help this guy. And so that's what I did. I took him by the hand. I walked him through the process that I was doing. I showed him exactly how this stuff works. And he said, I can't believe this. You said it would happen, and I believe you now. I followed your step-by-step system without using any of my own money or credit. I did it. It only took 7 days, and I walked out of the attorney's office with a check in my hand for $4,000. Zach, you're the real deal and just amazing. That's the beauty of this. Brett said, if I can do this, you can do this. Now here, after that, after helping Brett do that, and there again, like he was begging me to show him what I was doing, I realized something so powerful happened with that I had just helped somebody else change their life forever by not just listening to all the gurus, but actually doing something that worked, and it was different. It was different than what everybody else was spouting off and teaching, and it allowed him to go out and make $4,000 in 7 days. That, my friend, is why I changed. And that's why I wanted to start giving back. And that's why I wanted to start teaching this and sharing this process with other people like yourself. So my life now, where am I at today? Well, the great thing is I've gone on to do really amazing things. I own over 7 companies, from living in that little duplex. I've been an investment company for over 12 years, a creative investing company for over 12 years, a best-selling author on getting into real estate. That's amazing because I was a high school dropout. I'm the president of the Northern Alabama Real Estate Investors Association. I'm the leading expert on real estate investing. I'm a master expert on generating leads for real estate and marketing. I'm a master educator on no money investing. This is why you should be listening to what I'm doing right now. I've also went on to author of 12 books on real estate. I wanted to share everything I had learned and worked and didn't work. So the biggest thing is what worked and didn't work got us to where we are. I'm also a featured speaker on ESPN Radio. An expert advisor there, a real estate market, investing in today's market, quick cash strategies, investing long-term, and building wealth. They have me on there to talk about. And my best-selling book, which is Creative Real Estate Investing, Flipping Houses. And that's something that's just kind of amazing that, you can have a book go bestseller like that when, you were told your whole life if you didn't educate yourself, you'd never be successful. It just goes to show you with determination and the right systems and the right education, you can get out of that rat race, that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. So what's my big secret, right? Like everybody wants to know, Zach, what's your big secret? Well, really, it's not one thing. It's really this: mastering the 8 core fundamentals to this business. That was my biggest secret, was understanding and figuring this out. And number one was you got to gain the knowledge to this business, the basics. What is it that you got to have in place? What are the systems and tools? You have to understand marketing and how it works and market segmentation. You got to understand research and analyzing, contracts and communication, multiple profit centers. This is one of the biggest secrets in this. Finding buyers and selling properties, automating and outsourcing, and creating unlimited funding for your business. Now, I'm going to break each one of these down for you a little bit later, but I just want you to know, that is what it boils down to right there. So now's the time to get into real estate investing. If there was ever a time, this is the time right now. Why do I say that? Because here's the history of the market. Now, we all know real estate market goes up and down. It's not something new to us. But in 1988, we had a really low drop. In 2005, we were at a peak. Now, where are we at right now? Well, we've hit another peak and we're starting to come back up. But there's this identifying line that we have to be very aware of, okay? This green line that you see on the screen right now is really an indicator of when you get in and how much wealth you can build. So millionaires were made during these down markets. Like in 1988, interest rates were 12-15%. And people complain today about, 8% loan. But the point is that these down cycles under the green line is where millionaires are made in this period right here. Now, here's what I want you to realize. This next apex, the green line that you see in that circle, is where we're going to start to see another lull. But we are right here. So we have time. We have the perfect storm right now. Like, we are in the perfect position to capitalize on this real estate market. But you have to take action. So why should you be investing right now? Well, here's a great man named Warren Buffett who simply said, "We simply attempt to be fearful when others are greedy, and to be greedy only when others are fearful." And that, my friend, is a true statement. And right now is the time to be in real estate investing. So you have to have a proven system to make it as a successful real estate investor. It's just the way it works. You can't just go out and say, oh, well, this month I'm going to do a house, next month I'm going to do 2 houses, next month I'm going to do 3 houses. You can't do that without a proven system. This is my system. This is what I created back when I recreated my life and my business so that I could really follow a system, like setting up in tools, market research, marketing, calling sellers, running ads, negotiating, inspecting properties, making offers, buyers or finding buyers or money, setting up closing, assignment of contract. If the closing is set up to do a list for buy or a flip or a buy and hold, complete the project, rent it, sell it, leave the option or the property, and then start the marketing back over again. But the biggest thing is the market research, segmentation systems, and tools. You can't start without any of that. So let's dig into some of this training right now. Okay, is that the training works like this. Number one is knowledge. You need to know the basics. It's so important. You need to understand, what is your power team? Who's on your power team? Do you have mortgage brokers on your power team? Do you have realtors on your power team that understand how to do market segmentation? Have you built your buyer types, your investor types, your contractors, your handymans? Have you went out and started connecting with closing attorneys and title companies and local community banks? And have you started your core team? What you need to get started with is another crucial point. This is like, what tools do you have to have in this business to make it work? What systems have you put in place to make it work? What automation have you designed in your business to help get it started? And what to look out for? What are some of the huge mistakes, which you're going to get a gift today for staying on till the end? It's going to give you that. Or what is a CMA or a comp or an ROI or a COCR or CDOM and etc. Like, this is the stuff these gurus didn't teach me. They didn't share this with me. They just said, go make money. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that as well. And that's why you're still living paycheck to paycheck. So I want you to understand, like, this is the stuff that the core needs to be able to be clear on. What type of investing you need to be doing. See, here's something that drives me crazy. Somebody knows that they need money, right? I mean, we all want to change our lives from going from paycheck to moving forward. And the gurus will go out and they'll teach you, oh, well, let's go buy a big commercial. But you're in no position to buy a big commercial. You don't have the network. You don't have the resources. You don't have the knowledge base. You just don't have the experience to go take down big commercial. But they'll tell you that you can do it. They'll tell you can do it. And it's the wrong investing for you. For instance, you might be an investor who says, well, I just want to wholesale. But wholesaling may be the wrong investing for you. You might need to be doing tier 3 investing. It's a horrible mistake that people don't really spend the time to understand what they can do, how they can do it, and what type of investing they can really do. And that really falls on the person learning the basics, gaining the knowledge. And what's the best strategy is in your market. See, a lot of people, and this is where it frustrates me to no end, is like these gurus just say, go do it, but they don't ever really teach you how to treat this as a business or how to look at your market and segment it up into subsectors so that you know specifically what strategy to use per sector. This is all in the basics. This is all in, number one, knowledge, gaining that knowledge. Number two is marketing. You have to understand this. It's a must. There are two types of marketing that you need to understand. There's paid marketing and there's free marketing. Not everyone can go into paid marketing, but it doesn't mean you can't do this business because there's so many free marketing sources. Like in my lead intake manual, I think I have in there like over 50 different marketing sources that I have done in my life to generate leads and make money off of. And you can do them too. I mean, think about it. If you did 50 all year and you got one deal off of each one of those, that's 50 deals in a year. And if you made an average of a $10 or $10,000 per deal, that's a $500,000 you just made in 1 year. In 1 year, you can do this. You just got to understand the difference between paid and free. If you're going to do paid marketing, then you need to have the resources or the discretionary income to be able to go after paid marketing. If you're going to do free marketing, then you need to have the discretionary time available to target free marketing. It's that simple, okay? Now, there's also two types of lead sources. And this is important that you pay attention to this, and I want you to write this one down. You have private leads and you have public leads, okay? Private leads is where we get the best deals. It's the leads that no one else knows about. It's the leads that we go after. We do marketing for these leads. It's called direct response marketing. Public leads are the leads everybody has access to. It's like what's on the MLS, things like this, that everybody's making offers on. And most people are so frustrated that they quit because of this, because some guru said, oh, just find a property on the MLS and, control it, cash flow it, or just find it and wholesale it out. The problem with that is it doesn't work as easy as you think it may work. So public leads are great for tier 3 and tier 4 investing. And I'm going to break these tiers down for you in just a minute. But public leads are horrible leads for tier 1, tier 2. Tier 1 being wholesaling strategies and tier 2 being creative financing strategies. So you just got to understand who you're targeting and what strategy you've got to know. That's why number 1 in knowledge was understanding your strategies. So therefore we can move into marketing, and it's all a step-by-step process. You have to do 1 before you can do 2. And so forth. But you need software to help find these leads. It's the only way to speed up the implementation process and to generate enough leads to grow your business. And that's why we use a lot of technology in our business now, because I figured out very early on that the faster I could generate leads was the faster I could generate profits. And that's something that you too can do. You just got to pay attention to what's going on in marketing. Just like Martin out of Vallejo. I'll never forget this guy. He spoke very little English, but he caught on to the marketing side of things. And he says, 7 deals per month part-time. Hey, Zach, I just wanted to let you know how things are going. You make this so easy to follow. Your process is very easy to start making money fast. It was only 3 days after I started putting the marketing out there, and I got my first deal and closed it in 2 weeks. I've been doing everything you teach and sending the marketing out, and the phone rings off the hook. I'm pulling down 7 deals per month right now. Thank you. If I can do this, anyone can do this. And the reality is he had been around for a while. He just did not understand how to create that marketing lead intake process to generate enough leads to get profitable. Now, he's in California, and they obviously need to do more deals. But if you're in the Midwest or in the Southeast, you probably don't need to do 7 deals a month. If you did 2 or 3 deals a month and made an extra $20,000 or $30,000 a month, you would be living an extraordinary life. And you would be away from this paycheck to paycheck lifestyle that these companies have sucked you into believing that that's the only thing that you can do. Now, number 3 is research and analyze. And this one people are horrible at. And because the best real estate investors know how to segment their markets, this helps in marketing. They're very clear on how to segment a market to the point that each market needs a different strategy so that they can break down those segments to know specifically that this segment needs a tier 1, this segment needs a tier 2, this segment needs a tier 3. So it cuts down and minimizes their marketing cost. And it also generates higher results because they can get a congruent message to the prospect, the seller who needs to sell, because they already know their situation, because market segmentation does that. It tells you the situation of the seller ahead of time, and that's something that you just have to learn. You have to learn this. Anybody who's ever learned from me about market segmentation can tell you that they've never learned it anywhere else. No one has ever brought it up to them, and it's the most powerful thing that they've ever learned before, because it is crucial to the success of your business. And here's the reality. These gurus don't teach this. They don't teach you how to build a business. They teach you how to go read a book and a course and then go out and make horrible mistakes and lose everything. They don't teach you the fundamentals, or they don't teach you how to strategically build a marketing plan. They don't teach you how to do market segmentation so you know who to market to, when to market to them, and how to market to them. They don't teach you that. Why? Because the reality is they're probably not even doing real estate. You make your money when you buy. You need to know that right out the gate, because knowing how to run numbers is crucial. Remember this. It's all about the ROI, the return on investment, or the COCR, cash on cash return. It's all about that. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter if you're wholesaling, doing creative financing, fix and flips, or buy and holds. Every one of these different strategies require you to run your numbers differently. You can't just do this formula, ARV times 65% is where I should pay for the property at. That is not real life, guys. That is not real life. It doesn't work that way. You have to know how to break numbers down. You have to know how to take ARV and how to really define what a comp is and what comps you need to use and don't use. From there, you've got to subtract resale fees, and you have to subtract, cost per square foot for remodel. And then you have to subtract profits that you want on the property. And then you have to subtract purchasing fees, and cost for money and cost for capital. And you have to subtract per day cost for running that project. You have to understand how to really run your numbers so that you have a true understanding of this business. Listen, anybody can tell you, find the ARV times 65%. That does not take a lot of knowledge to teach you how to do that. That's not real life, though, okay? And trust me, I went through all these headaches that you went through or going through now, and I had to recreate it. Number 4 is understanding contracting and communicating. This is important. The right paperwork is what makes the deal. You don't need all the contracts at first. Let's just be clear on that. There's some core contracts you got to understand, like a purchase and sales agreement, an assignment agreement, option paperwork is very important, and a demand of funds document. Now, this is the magic contract that I was talking about earlier when I said I figured out a way to go out and do wholesaling a completely different way. Wholesaling to a financed buyer, getting paid out of escrow, allowing the seller and the buyer to go into a direct contract, able to work with buyers who are getting financing and don't have cash, able to work with buyers or sellers who can't discount it at 65, 70%, but I could pay 80 or 85 for them. It's this magic document that allows that to happen. Now, communication is the key to getting deals. And this is why when we get into communication, you have to really understand what a 4-part process is. Now, this is really key because there's touches and phases when you're communicating with someone. You communicate, you analyze research, you negotiate, and you convert. These are the process you have to take every lead through, and this is part of your lead intake process that you have to be clear on. Just like Eugene, I remember when I started working with Eugene, he had to get real good at his communication skills because he was an introvert. He was a software guy. And he just really didn't talk to a lot of people. So we had to really hone in on him on communications. And he said, my first deal, $20,000. Zach, I can't thank you enough for your support and pushing me to do more each and every day. Your process has helped me be a better investor. And with your help, I was able to do my first deal and make over $20,000 on it. I have another deal that will bring in $15,000 in the next couple of weeks. I can't wait for this year to unfold and all the success it will bring. Thank you, Eugene, out of New Jersey. See, the key here is this, is that these 8 fundamentals are essential. They really are. And when you only study one piece of it, you don't perfect the other. But here's the reality. Like Eugene, he was really good with numbers. He got the numbers quick. Where his weakness was communication. So we had to study communications. And that's what he had to focus on. By overcoming his weakness in communication, he was able to get his first deal done. And that's what I'm here for. Now, number 5 is the multiple profit centers. Now, this, my friend, is what will change your game, okay? This will change your game forever. Now, here's why. You have 4 tiers to investing, okay? Tier 1 is wholesaling. but scratch what you've always known as a wholesaler, because you've always been taught by the gurus who are regurgitating old information, traditional wholesaling, which you work with a traditional buyer, which is a cash buyer. Now listen, obviously I'm going to teach you how to do that too, but if you want to be a master wholesaler, we need to focus on other ways to acquire these wholesale deals, like working with a financial buyer. A financial buyer is someone who's got to go to the bank and get a loan, but that bank puts restrictions on him because he has to have certain things in place, like a direct contract with the seller. Well, traditional wholesalers are never going to let go of their contract with the seller until they get paid. Well, working with a finance buyer, we don't get paid until it closes, which is out of escrow, which is actually one of the safest ways to get paid, because then everybody is on top of the table. It's just no one teaches this because they don't know how to do it. I figured it out of necessity by going to 13 title companies, hearing no 13 times before I got one title company to sit down with me with their attorney and figure out this strategy. It's a powerful tool because I can run advertisement in your market or any market that says, call me last, I'll pay you more. That, my friend, is a game changer. That, my friend, is why I have so many fast track students that have made checks within 30 days because they're doing something no one else does. And we have the option buyers. Now, this is another great wholesaling strategy. And the reason being is because I can pay 95% of what the property's worth on an option buyer, and I can wholesale that out to another buyer, and I can move on and get paid. 95%. So I can do traditional, which is, 60, 65%. I can work with a financial buyer, which means I can get the properties between 75 and 85% of value. And I can work with an option buyer, which allows me to work with a buyer or a seller who can't sell but at 95%. You understand? When you're able to work between 95% of what the house is worth all the way down to as deep of a discount as they'll give you, now you're in the game. Now you know how to control properties and make money. That is tier 1, my friends. Tier 2 is creative financing. This is all about controlling properties without buying any of them and creating cash flow every month off these houses. So here's a question for you. If we can create a strategy for you where there's unlimited amount of funding on these houses, meaning that you can go get these houses, you don't have to put any money down for a down payment. You don't have to put any money down to buy it. And you can just walk right into this home and control this house, meaning you have control over it. And then you could turn around and rent that house out or lease that house out, and you could make cash flow off that house every single month, and you never owned it. That's a game changer, right? Well, that's what creative financing is about. That's what tier 2 is about. That is where the unlimited funding comes in. So people say all the time, well, Zach, I need money right now, but I don't have any money. Well, wah. Get out there and make it happen. Get the knowledge, right? If you need money coming in every month, let's say you need $1,000 a month to pay your mortgage, well, then we need to be targeting this unlimited amount of funding out there through creative financing. We can control all these properties, let's say we get 4 of them. We're getting $300 a month off of each one. Now we got $1,200 a month coming in, and we can start paying our mortgage with that. And that's the beauty. And there's what's known as a pay fee up front, which range anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. So if I did 4 of them in a month, well, I could make $8,000, $10,000 right out the first 30 days, plus have $1,200 a month of cash flow coming in off of properties I never bought, off of a property I never spent $1 to control this property. This, my friend, is a strategy you got to learn. Tier 1, Tier 2 are so powerful when you work them together. Now, Tier 3 is fix and flip. Buy them in the right area. This is where market segmentation comes in at the right time. This is known as is your matrix chart per zip code, and make big profits. See, to go after fix and flip, it's super easy. It's not emotional. We're not going after the guts. It's a super easy strategy, but you have to know market segmentation and you have to know a zip code matrix, okay? Once you've defined your market segmentation and know where a tier 3 strategy can be used at, then we can build a zip code matrix that gives us charts. It tells us when the right time to buy and when the right time to sell, so that we can strategically place ourselves in a position to get in, get out, get paid without hold time. That is a game changer when you understand that strategy. Number 4 is buy and hold. This is long-term wealth building, finding and buying cash flow properties for retirement. This is where it starts to change for you. As you build through tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, you can then get into tier 4. It's knowing where you need to start. See, all businesses need 3 forms of capital. You want to write this down. They need startup capital, right? Every business needs startup capital to get them going, get them started. Well, that comes from tier 1 wholesaling. This is where you get quick, easy cash right now. The second form of capital businesses need is what's called stabilizing capital, okay? Stabilizing capital is the capital that comes in every single month consistently that they can count on, that they can then pay, a lease payment on an office space, hire some staff members or something like that. Now that, my friend, is what we use tier 2 for. Because not all you can go out and buy rental properties, so you got to be able to control properties with unlimited funding. Number 3 is fix and flips. This is the funding that all businesses need to grow their business. So you need to get into tier 3 to create large, big checks so that you can then scale the business into bigger opportunities. But through this process, the business now is basically running on its own. When you perfect tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, then you're able to move right into tier 4, which ultimately leads you to where Timmy Abney was, which is now starting to focus on your wealth building, your retirement plan as you move forward. But you got to know all 4 tiers, just like Mike Dennigan. He was a 30-year home builder doing the same thing for 30 years, but noticed the market took a shift on him, and it wasn't as easy to make money as he thought it was. And so he came on board with us, and he said, seeing new opportunities. He said, I've been an investor for over 30 years building houses. I wanted to expand my business to new ways of investing. So we jumped into your program because of the new ways of investing that you teach. He said, with your help, we are now involved with tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 deals. We just put $18,000 in the bank from following your step-by-step process. We've been very successful because of your program. Thank you so much for all your help, Zach. That, my friend, is what I love, is when you can take somebody that's so seasoned as Mike is. I mean, a seasoned guy doing the same thing over and over again, and show him new strategies, new ways of investing, and then he just goes and implements it. And now he's like, he's a full-fledged multi, strategy investor now. There's not a lead that comes to him that he can't figure out how to make money on it. So number 6 is finding buyers and selling. Now, this is important, and here's why. You have more buyers with the new way. Listen, let's just forget about the old way. You've been beating your head against a brick wall forever trying to figure out the old way to do things. And whether the old way is your current lifestyle, living paycheck to paycheck, or whether it's because you went to a couple of gurus out there because you saw them on TV or something and you realized real quick their ways weren't working for you. Let's forget about those. Let's move to the new way of doing things. Let's move to new strategies. Let's work with cash buyers. Let's work with financed buyers. Let's work with landlord buyers, tenant buyers, co-wholesale buyers, buyers without cash or credit, and retail buyers. We just literally opened the whole world up for your real estate business because we can now target 7 different types of buyers where traditionally we only worked with 2 or 3 of them. Guys, this is why I'm so excited about this. Now, here's another great automated deal. Never even went to this house. Let me break it down for you. The original price. Now, this is from the original buyer. They paid $425,000 for this house. Now, over time, and they owned it for a while, we ended up getting it under contract for $195,000. Now, this was a private seller lead. Remember, I told you the difference between private and public earlier. This was a private seller lead deal. Now, I've never been to this place. Didn't go in it, didn't look at it or anything. Now, we wholesaled this house to a financed landlord buyer that was buying rental properties in this area and getting a loan from the bank. And we wholesaled it for $225,000, which gave us a profit of $30,000. Now, here's the beauty. I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. He didn't even pay us the $30,000 because why? He financed this deal, which meant the bank paid us our $30,000 assignment fee. How does that sound for you? And we closed this deal in 3 weeks. So that's a $30,000 check using a new and improved strategy, working with a financed buyer, where the average person on this deal would have probably only got about a $10,000 to $15,000 assignment fee. I'm able to double my assignment fees because I'm now working with a financed buyer who doesn't care what my assignment fee is as long as they're getting a good deal, because the bank is actually the one paying me out of escrow. That's the beauty of this stuff. Now, here's Chris Horton out of Birmingham. Never forget Chris. He was wanting to go into the ministry work, and he had a job, and he was living paycheck to paycheck. He was just really struggling. He said, I did it. I walked out of the attorney's office with a check for $28,500. He said, I've been working on this deal less than a month. He said, in my view, $30,000 a month's not bad for my first deal. I didn't know if I could have completed this deal without your help and support. I'm quitting my job next week. Thank you. Chris Horton, Birmingham, Alabama. Guys, it doesn't matter where you live. This works. This works. If you want to get out of that paycheck to paycheck, let's jump into some new things. Number 7 is automating and outsourcing. The key to working less and making more is simply this. And the only way to grow your business is to get automated and outsourced. And you can actually make more money doing this, okay? This is how you remove you from the business. And the only way to work 4 hours a week is to really streamline your automation and your outsourcing. But you can do this with 4 hours a week. I mean, you really can. We just got to help you put some systems in place. You can speed up the process to get results faster. If you have a full-time job, then this is a must, because while you're working, we could be outsourcing your business. We could be building automation systems in your business to start the lead generation running, to create intake processes, and then have outsourced, assistants helping you with this business. This can be done, and the best part is while you're at your job thinking about how many hours you're working and counting how much you're making per hour, your business will start making more for you while you're at work than you do at your work. So this is easier than you think. You just need some direction, just like we shared with Mr. Patel. So Mr. Patel was out in California, and he wanted a fully outsourced automated business. He just didn't want to do all the work. He wanted the lifestyle. So he got involved, went through all the training, and man, he accelerated. And here's what he said: 25,000 in 3 weeks. Zach, you have great ideas and training on how to outsource, and it's top of the line. You always keep your students ahead of the curve. I knew it was the right thing to do when I was given the opportunity to work with you and your team. I followed your training step by step, and in just a short 3 weeks, I was able to close a deal and make $25,000 on that one deal. You have the best program out there. Thank you so much, Zach. Guys, that's what it's about. Like, when you are able to streamline things, results happen so much faster. That's why we have the 30-day fast track now, because we listen to you. We've talked to you. We've surveyed. We've asked questions. I've been at seminars talking to students, at my own events talking to students. And people have said to me, Zach, this is what we need. This is what we need. This is what we need. And so this is what I've done for you. Okay. Now, number 8 is the ultimate funding. Now, what is ultimate funding all about? Everyone thinks they need more money, but the reality is they don't. They just need to know how to find it and how to structure the deals correctly to create that ultimate funding. There are really 5 funding resources for other people's money out there. There's equity partners, and these are people who come in and partner on the deal, and they actually take a percentage of the equity, 30 to 50% in some cases. There's private funders. These private funders are people that you know, and what happens is they create a note and then a mortgage on the property. And then you have hard money lenders. And hard money lenders are very similar to private funders, except they charge higher interest and points on the loan. And this is, they create a note and then they structure a mortgage to secure their investment on the property as well. And then you have bridge funding. And bridge funders are typically the people who are funding you the shortage, maybe the construction cost that you don't have, or, whatever, maybe a gap of funding that you need. And a bridge funder is the exact same as a private and a hard money lender. They create a note and then they put a mortgage on the property to secure their interest. And then you have the unlimited funding style programs, which we talked about already as a tier 2 investing strategy. And here's the best part. There's no personal mortgage created. So you are not liable for any mortgage on the property. There's no partners on this. You don't have to split money with people. So if you don't have any notes or mortgages in your name on the property, then you're not really responsible to anything in your personal name, right? And if you have no partner coming in to fund these deals, then you don't have to split any of your profits with people. That's why the unlimited funding program is the best, the tier 2 strategies. This one, my friend, is ultimately the game changer. This is how I built such a massive cash flow when I first started in this business without ever buying a single house. And you can do this too. Now, through this strategy, I'm going to give you some examples of how I used some of these funding resources. Here's a house I did, a fix and flip. But here's the best part. I sold it in 4 days. But let me go through this with you. The ARV on this house was $180,000. The repairs on this house was $30,000. Now, the average days on market in this area was 130 days, and this is what kept a lot of people out of this market because they didn't want to have a property they were sitting on for that long. Now, I ended up getting this property for $80,000. That's how I got it. Now, here's some other information. I used a hard money loan to purchase the property, okay? Now, I still had to come up with the $30,000, so I brought an equity partner in to fund the repairs. Now, you notice in the ultimate funding, I've already used 2 of those 5 funding sources on this one deal. But the best part is how much of my own money do I have in this deal? None. And some people would say, yeah, but Zach, you're paying points and interest, plus you're giving up 30% of your profits. Yeah, absolutely I am. But am I putting any of my own money in this? No. So the sell price for a quick sale, I put it on the market for $169.9, and I sold this thing in 4 days with an estimated profit of $40,000. Now I want you to pay attention to this. My return was infinite. It was infinite, right? Because how much of my own money was in this deal? Zero. Zero, zero, zero. This is why it's important that you guys really understand what ultimate funding is all about, and why I put an entire bonus training together to teach you how to find this ultimate funding, how to structure these with, your funders, your privates, your hards, your equity partner, where the bridge funding is at, how to get the bridge funding. I put an entire bonus training on that by itself to get you where you need to be. Here's another great one for you, okay? $1,500 a month of cash flow. The ARV on this one was $160. The repairs on this was about $2,000 per unit. Now, I was able to acquire this fourplex for $60,000. Now, the rents are about $550 per unit, so that equals a gross rent of about $2,200 a month. But it came with equity of about $100,000 already in the deal. Now, I purchased this with a tier 2 strategy, unlimited funding, right? Meaning that I didn't get a mortgage, I didn't create a note, and I didn't even bring a partner in on this deal, okay? So the seller's pain, they lived out of state. They weren't managing it correctly. So when I stepped in to take over that funding that was in place on this unit already, I took over that payment of $475 a month on this, and when you deduct management and $475 and all that, it breaks down to about $1,500 a month in cash flow that I make. And I never got a loan to buy any of this. This is a no money down, no credit used cash flow property. You can do this stuff too, guys. I'm telling you, this will get you out of that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And listen, if you've never done a deal before, that's fine. This is the best place to be. Because see, here's what Abe said. He said, my name's Abe. After using Zach's easy-to-use automated system, I now wholesale properties and the checks keep coming in. I currently have 22 properties under contract, and I'm looking to have several more closed in the next month. With this system, the process was taken care of for me, and I had a full-time job, and I couldn't have done all this without your automated system. I was a bit intimidated jumping into negotiating, contracting, selling properties, but rest assured that with this system, all the work is being done for me. Money is no longer an object in my everyday life. Thank you, Zach, for everything that you've given me and my family. That's what it's about. If you're new, I've got you. So let me help you understand. Like, I have this secret lead software. So do you want to see the software that automates the leads right off the internet for me? Yeah? All right, let's do this. So, with your permission, I'd like to show you one part of the new 30-day fast track success system. We call it the secret lead software, okay? So what this does is you set it up, you tell it what websites to look at, you can go to many different sites, pick your favorite sites, watch the free leads come in, and then boom, it automatically starts pulling leads right off the internet, motivated sellers, fixer-uppers, need to sell, must sell. It finds motivated seller leads for you for free, and the best part is it goes right out and finds buyer leads too for you, and all you have to do is put this together. And here's a $42,000 deal I got off of this software. The ARV was $250, the repairs were $20,000. I purchased this at $155. The lead was an out-of-state owner. I purchased it with other people's money using our ultimate funding training, and the repair funds came from a bridge funding. Okay, meaning that I went to a bridge funder to fund the $20,000. The whole time was 30 days, and I put a check of $42,500 that I actually had it wired to me from First American Title Company off of this deal. That, my friend, is how you do this. This is how it works, okay? So the system I use is simply this. Marketing, number one. We use free lead sources. We get as many free leads as we can get coming in. We use software to extract these free leads, and we do a lot of direct mail because direct mail is one of the most powerful tools you can use in this business. But we have software that manages our direct mail and does it for us. So it's all automated. So the front end is automated. And then from there, we move all those marketing leads right into a lead intake system, which is our websites and our landing pages. So those all get captured. We gather their information. Now we have their information. We can communicate with them. From there, we run them into a contact management platform. So we have a management platform that allows us to follow up. It has autoresponders in it, and it's a data input service. So anytime we're on the phone with a seller, we can add notes and communication logs so that we're able just to keep up with who we're working with and build a true business off of this. From there, we move everything into our fast track system, which is our 4-part profit system, so that we put the lead in the right strategy to get it closed. And obviously at that point, everything just starts back over again. We just keep running the marketing. We keep running the system so that we have a true lead intake process. But you got to have the technology. You got to have the management platforms. You got to have the lead intake landing pages. And you got to know the profit centers to make things work. Just like Pat and Gail said, 2-week money machine. They said, hey, Zach, we really appreciate all your cutting edge training and what it's done for us. We got started with your training, and in just 2 weeks, we're getting deals like crazy. The best part is we are beating our competition because they don't know how to go after these deals that you're teaching us how to target. The very first deal has a $50,000 profit. I can't wait to turn this system up even more and beat out all of our competition. You're the man. Keep up the great work. That's what this is about. So think about this. What's stopping you from investing right now? Because risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Surround yourself with people who know more than you, and risk goes away. And that's what I'm giving you the opportunity right now. Just like I did with Michael. He said quick and easy money. He's out of San Francisco, one of the most hardest places to do this business at. He said, Zach, I started with your system and I closed my first deal in 30 days, my second deal in 60 days, and I'm on target to close my third this month. I was working your system just like you teach, using your software that you gave me for being a student of yours, and the leads just keep coming in. I was able to follow your system step by step and put these properties under contract. And then I found a buyer like you teach that turned a profit for me of over $18,000. And I have more coming in from another deal. I'm happy to report that Zack's system worked for me, and it will certainly work for you. This is why we say real training, real results, real fast. So question for you. Why do you think so many smart investors are using our 30-day fast track success system? Think about it. Why do you think so? Why do you think that's the case? Okay? Because the reality is this is the reality right here. 18,000 in 30 days and more coming in. 4,000 in 7 days and use no money or credit to do the deal. 7 deals per month working part-time, okay? 20,000 on their first deal. 28,500 on this first deal and quit his job. 25,000 in 3 weeks. 22 deals in less than 30 days and he's a brand new investor. 50,000 in 2 weeks. So, I mean, this is why smart investors are doing this. So here's my success formula to life for you, okay? ROI plus ROT equals ROL, all right? That is really what it's all about. Let me explain that to you. The return on investment plus the return on your time. Are you one of the people that is actually out there just spinning your wheels, right? Are you studying and studying and studying and spending way too much time trying to figure this business out when you should be immediately making money in this business, following a simple process, using technology and systems and new strategies and really engaging into this business like all these other students I just showed you? I mean, you can't deny the proof right now because ultimately it's about return on life. Because that's what we're trying to do here, is get you out of the rat race, get you out of from that life of paycheck to paycheck, and get you moving forward. So why are you doing this? That's the big question. Don't tell me the money, because the money is not going to last forever. You got to build your life now. Mine is this right here. This is why I do everything I do. For my kids, man. I do it for them, to give them a better life, to give them a better position in life, to give them more than they would even imagine was possible, because I was willing to put the work in to get the results to then have a better life for me and my kids. That's why I did this. Why are you doing this? Because at the end of the day, you got to wake up every morning and you got to ask yourself, why am I doing this? What makes me want to go each day? Because that's what's going to drive you to do more. So what would you do, or what would an extra 10,000 or 30,000 or 40,000 do for you right now? What would it do for you? Would it make you comfortable? Would it give you a better life? Would it pay off some debt? Would it get you out of your job? What would it do for you? Because ultimately, I want you to understand this. How would you like to work alongside me and my team to make this happen? Yes, you heard me right. Just like Ezekiel purchased his first deal in 30 days. He said, I closed my first deal today, attached as a HUD-1 and a snapshot of the property address from your system. Your system definitely works. It's worth the investment. I got my first deal in under 30 days. I purchased it 33 cents on the dollar. I have 5 other properties under contract right now from a campaign I sent last week. I've had to hire 2 realtors to take the flood of calls and negotiating. Thanks, bro. Buying rounds of Patron shots and Coronas for all my friends this weekend. A toast to you, my friend. That's what this is about. And listen, this is perfect if you're brand new. It's like a business in a box. It's easy to adapt to any real estate business. Use it part-time or full-time. You just turn the lead software on, follow our step-by-step system, send us your deals for review. We help you sell them, and we help you buy them. And I'm going to explain that right now. So the fastest way to success is partnering. It cuts your learning by years. It gives you confidence to get started. You know that someone has your back. It is very low risk, so you can sleep at night, and it helps you create cash quickly. It's a great place to start before jumping all in. Well, we have something called our Accelerated Profits Partnering Program. All I want you to do is just follow my 30-day fast track success system and let us sell your deals. You heard me right. Use the tools I will give you to automate your leads into deals and have a stress-free life soon. You heard me right. I will train you on how everything works and how easy it will be for you to get started, and then just send us your deals and you make half of whatever we make on deals we sell for you. It's called a partnership program. You follow the training, you find the deals, you bring the deals to us. You bring them to our investment company. We're looking for more deals, and we're looking for more partners that are going to be action takers that we can split profits with. You find it, we sell it, we split the profits. Just like Jeremiah James did. He said, I just brought the deal to you. Hey, Zach, I just want to say thanks for I just want to say thanks for your help in selling my deal. I couldn't have done this without you. Lots of people talk a good game, but you did what you said you would do. That says a lot about you, Zach. This is going to be a great system that will help me get up and running even faster than anything I've tried before. I just needed a little help, and you gave that opportunity to me. I'm so happy I came on board with your team. This could be you guys. You just need to jump on board with our Accelerated Profits Partnering Program. But you need to read this right now. This is a very important statement. I'm only offering this on this private webinar to my REI Success Academy members and subscribers at this price that I'm going to give you that you're getting today. This is it. I can only take 20 people to make sure I can give everyone the attention they deserve in the partnership program. We put so many resources into this program, I might even lose money, but I'm okay with that because I'm hoping you'll bring me some deals and we can both make money on. So I'm willing to put my neck on the line for you, but I need to only partner with action takers. So you need to sign up right now because I'm sure these 20 slots will be full in the next couple of minutes because everyone's going to want to jump on this. So the 30-day Fast Track Success System could easily be an investment of $2,995 all by itself. I mean, easily it could be. And here's the best part. One deal would pay for that. If you went out and did one deal, made 10 grand, your investment of $2,995 would be paid for. But here, stop the track. It's not $2,995. So if you're ready to get started now, then I need you to go right here. Go to callwithzach.com/fast because you got to be fast on this if you want in the partnership program. Because if you don't, you're going to lose out. You're going to lose out on the software. You're going to lose out on the new strategies. You're going to be the same place you've been forever chasing the same stuff, okay? Just like Trish said. She said, Zach and team, I can't express how thrilled we are to have been introduced to your system and training. We've been dabbling in the real estate field for quite some time, but needed to upgrade to the 21st century. With your wisdom, guidance, and true sincerity of wanting to help people succeed, we did and still do. In our backyard, we're now buying single families, duplexes, and triplexes to flip. Their first deal was $40,000. Their second deal was $165,000. Again, thanks for everything. It's a great life becoming even better every day. This could be you guys. So who wants to be my next successful student? Who wants it? Just like everybody else, this is the fastest training, the fastest results, and the fastest way to make money is through these new strategies, using this new intake system, doing the things that I have not shared yet until right now. And let me tell you something. This is it for you. After this, I'm sure I'm going to go up on this price. I'm sure I'm going to take this thing back down again. So you need to be taking action right now because I don't know what it is that you're after, whether it's put your kids through school or go, travel the world or maybe buy the fancy car, or maybe you're at a point you got to start taking care of your parents, or maybe you just want to spend time with family and you're working way too much, living paycheck to paycheck. It's time. It's your time to get out of that. So if you want to live the lifestyle you want, then when do you have to start? That's right. You have to start right now. That's how you break free of the corporate America, the chains that bind you down right now, is you got to take action now. You jump on board with the 30-day Fast Track Success System. This 30-day Fast Track Success System is a shippable product. That means everything you see right here, we're going to ship it out to you. This is not a web-based product that you're going to log online. This is a full-fledged course. We're going to get your order. We're going to take your order. We're going to package it all up, and we're going to mail it to you at your front step, and you're going to go through this step by step and your 30-day cash blueprint, okay? That's important. So let me break this down for you. The whole thing has a value of $2,995, but you'll see that is nothing what you're going to pay today. So What is the benefits to you? You don't need money or startup costs to use this system. You don't need a dedicated a lot of time to this business when you follow our training. You don't need good credit because you won't need to get a bank financing. We have unlimited funding. You don't need money for down payments. You don't need to know everything there is to know about real estate because you have our 1-800 helpline to get you going. You will get the knowledge and tools you need for an autopilot real estate business. You will discover how to get access to all the money you need to do as many deals as you want. You will get insider access to the best deals with zero marketing cost. You'll get access to as many buyers as you need to sell your houses within 3 to 5 days because if you're brand new or seasoned, you can capitalize on what we're teaching. Any fear you have about getting started or doing the business would soon fade away when you become an educated and highly skilled REI Success Academy certified investor partner. Now, here's the best part. You'll be able to quit your job as soon as your real estate income exceeds your income at your JOB right now, which, by the way, could be in the next 30 days. Okay, you will quickly start building a nice sized nest egg so that you can retire on. So here's my core training manuals. Number 1 is the Real Estate Investing 101. Understand the foundation, what you need to know, what mistakes to look out for, what systems you need in place, the fast way to get started, a step-by-step flow charts, and easy to follow direction. That's a $395 value by itself. Now, manual number 2 is Business Basics 101. This is building your executive power team, who to work with and who not to work with, what contracts to use, how to understand these contracts, what scripts to use, what each script means, and why we say it. Knowing what to say wins the deal. Now, in here, I've gone line by line through these scripts. It's just not a script in there. It's just not a contract in there. It's literally me explaining each one of these scripts and each one of these contracts. So it's very detailed. Manual number 4 is my 5-part lead intake system. This is golden right here. This is all about marketing. There's over 50 different ways to do marketing in here, free ways and paid ways. How to talk to any seller, how to research and analyze deals, the secret negotiation tricks that I use, how to get no's turned into yeses by using what's called a conversion process, and how to build a follow-up system so that we can automate that lead intake process. That's a $395 value by itself. Now, my core training number 4 is my 4-part profit center. This, my friend, is where the rubber hits the road. This is tier 1, wholesaling the new way, wholesaling to finance buyers, wholesaling the option, and traditional wholesaling's in here. This is tier number 2, the ultimate funding process. Tier number 3, this is the easy way for fix and flip by understanding market segmentation and zip code matrices. And tier number 4, how we build wealth through cash flow. This is a $395 manual by itself. Now my 5th manual here, this is our 30-day to cash blueprint. This is your easy to follow step-by-step action book, okay? It gives you a 30-day plan and what to do each day for the next 30 days to get your first deal done and make 10 to 30,000. You just have to follow the steps. I've laid it all out for you. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Just follow the process. And that's a $395 value. Plus, I'm giving you my resource document CD. This has all my contracts that I paid thousands for. This has contracts that can be printed out so you can edit them. It has all your scripts so that you can print those out. It has evaluation forms to use, spreadsheets to run numbers on, all my marketing pieces. This has everything that you'll need inside here. It's a $595 value by itself. Plus your Jumpstart coaching call. This is your time to get going right here, okay? Speak to a live person. Get the direction that you need. Have someone help you. Ask any questions you have. Coaches know what you don't know. You got to get in the game today for this, okay? Now this, my friends, is a $495 call with a coach. My ultimate funding bonus package. This is where I'm going to put together a special training specifically on this alone. And this goes over our 5 funding sources that you need. Equity partners, private funders, hard money lenders, bridge funding, and the ultimate funding, no personal mortgage, no partner program. That right there, my friends, is a $1,495 course that I'm putting in right here for you. Now remember, this is special training. It's done by me as a bonus, so you got to make sure you keep your eye on your emails to be able to be on this training. And I'm giving you customer support for life. As long as you're part of our family, you're going to have access to our support team. And that's a promise. That's priceless. Plus my mega bonus, my secret lead generator software that goes out onto the web. It's a $1,000 bonus, finds all the leads you want from all the different websites, from sellers to buyers. And I'm going to give you one other thing, my website branding package. You'll get instant credibility, have a branded website built. You build your lead intake system up to 10 landing pages. So you're not just getting websites, you're getting the landing pages. Target your prospects with the right message and automate your leads through this. The websites have everything from home pages to, a tab on selling their house, to a tab on buying houses, to if someone's in foreclosure, plus landing pages. And the best part is we can even build landing pages with videos in them so we can talk to our prospect as this goes forward. Now, on top of this, I'm also going to give you my buyer and seller contact database. Get organized right now. Keep up with your buyer information as needed. Keep track of all conversations with sellers and manage your power team better through using a contact management software so that we can keep up with everybody, our sellers, our buyers, our power team. Everybody's in one place for you. Also, you're going to get my direct mail management software. One place for everything. Never forget about your marketing again. Manage your prospects. Keep lists organized. Track what's working and what's not working. And automation for marketing. This is going to automate the direct mail side of your business so that you can just keep your lead intake process running. Plus my quick start bonus. This right here is all about partnering with me program. This is your fast track to success. It's priceless because this is what's going to allow you to get into the game. What's going to allow you to get in quickly and start getting paid right away. So if you want to get the mega bonus for free and the Partner With Me program, then you need to jump on this because the partnerships are limited. First 20. So go to callwithzack.com/fast and do it right now, okay? So everything you get today, the 30-day fast track training system, it's a $3,000 value. It comes with all 5 manuals, the resource CD, the Jumpstart Call with Student Advisor, the unlimited funding bonus package, the lifetime customer support, the free lead generator, the website package for branding and lead systems, the landing pages, the contact management platform, the direct mail management software, the Partnering With Me program, which there again is very limited, but you got to get in right now, okay? Your investment for all of this would be well over $12,000. But right now, let's be very clear. Once again, if you was just to buy the 30-day system, it would be $3,000, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing it right now at a discounted price only because I want more beta users. You've seen all my beta users so far, but I want more of you, and I want more deal partners. So I'm going to have you come in right now at a reasonable price of $9.95. And let me tell you something. What if all this system did was got you one deal in the next 30 days you made 10 grand on? $9.95 would be a teardrop in the ocean compared to the return you would make on that investment. You guys got to jump on board with this. Take action now and start making easy money right now. Go to callwithzack.com/fast. F-A-S-T. Do it fast. And remember, Zach has a K in it, but you got to take action right now. My bonus package, here it comes. You ready for this? Bonus number 1, deal review. Our team will review each deal you send us. We will tell you if it's a good deal or bad deal. We'll help you with direction to get better. You just submit it and we'll do the rest. Life couldn't get much easier. We're in this together. How do you submit this? That's a $1,000 package value. You submit it through bonus number 2, our Simple Deal Submission Center. It's a platform for submitting deals to us, access to our investment team. They can speak directly with the acquisitions manager, submit deals on the fly, track all your deals in one place. It's only 3 steps and literally you're done. It's a $14.95 value right there alone. Plus bonus number 3 is access to my private lenders and POF. So this means that if you've got a deal that needs to be funding, we can send you right over to the same private funders that fund a lot of our deals. We'll give you access to that as part of our student base. That's a $595 value by itself. Now this, my friends, is my no-brainer bonus. 6 months, to get it all back, okay? So this is how that works. So you get involved with our automated virtual investing process here of our 30-day fast track, and you'll get credit your setup fee when you do a deal and show us proof in 6 months. These are limited bonus. It's literally a $2,500 bonus. The best time to get started now is now. Go to callwithzack.com/fast because you want to take advantage of this 6 months no-brainer bonus. That means you buy the house, you bring it to us, let us co-wholesale it with you or find a buyer for you or us buy it. Then you write us a testimonial and tell us how much success you've had, and literally you'll be using the system for free, okay? So everything you get today is all the stuff we talked about earlier, the Partner With Me program, the Deal Review Center, the Simple Deal Submission platform, the access to my private lenders, the 6 months no-brainer bonus. Plus, I've also got this all for only $9.95, which is a steal when you think about this. And I'm going to do one other thing, okay? I'm going to give you a 3-day REI Success workshop. This is where I teach my events, okay? Not some outside educator. I'm there to teach my events. You'll have a solid plan, literally, come Sunday before you leave. I do real case studies in class. Let us build your business for you. I have them all over the U.S. You just pick one that works. Come ready to learn, okay? That's a $2,000 bonus by itself. So here's what we're going to cover. Building your success team, building your business process and flow charts, marketing online and offline for seller leads, marketing online and offline for buyer leads, how to talk to any seller, our 4-part negotiation system, how to make offers and how to structure them, running numbers on deals, live case study deals from you, the student, Tier 1 wholesaling secrets, Tier 2 lease option creative cash flow secrets, Tier 3 fix and flip strategies, the process of big checks, Tier 4 building wealth with rental properties, creating an implementation plan for success. Like I said, we cover a lot in 3 days, okay? Now, this is my guarantee to you. Your success from following my 30-day fast track success system and coming to my live event is guaranteed to work. Okay, all you need to do is follow the 30-day action workbook and come to my live event and you'll see results. You just have to take the action to do it. And that, my friend, is how confident I am in this process. You can become a successful real estate investor just like these students here. All you got to do is just implement what we're teaching, what we're doing, and you too can pull this off. All you got to do is take something different. Stop trying to go the old way and come to the new way, okay? Take action now. Go to callwithzack.com/fast and we're going to ship all this out to you. And then there's some training you're going to have to come onto a website and watch a video or go to a webinar. We'll do it just like this where we will go over the ultimate funding bonus package together, okay? Now, remember, plus you get the entire bonus package of over $8,000 just because you're on board with us here today. But I have to limit these, and this is not going to be here forever. And you've got to know this, that this is something that we've just brought to market. You guys are the first ones to see this on a webinar, and we are not even sure how long we're going to keep it there. Because I know as soon as I get the 20 people on this and they start using it, that I'll have the partners I'm looking for, and we can keep running with those partners. But I also know that I want to change your life too. Even if you're the type of person that says $9.95 is too much for me, I'll offer you a payment plan to get started today. But know this, you can get it at the discounted price if you pay in full. If you need a payment plan, you will pay a little more for it, but you will get it at a discount if you pay in full at the $9.95. But you got to act right now. You got to go to callwithzack.com/fast and take advantage of this. Jump on board with this and be the next fast track success student. You've seen the case studies. You've seen the testimonials. You've seen the proof. I even showed you the new strategies that we're doing that no one else is doing. I showed you all about how I was able to get out there and get cash flow properties with unlimited funding and not even use my funding or even create a mortgage or have a partner. All this stuff you can do too. You can do this. You just have to believe in yourself enough to realize that if you've been trying old ways, it's not your fault. It's not. It's because they're not willing to put new information out there because they don't know it. It's not your fault. It's their fault. Come on board with us. Let me show you the way, because I am a guy that loves teaching people the right way to do things and how to get your business to the next level. And I can do that. I've proven it over and over again, but you've got to make the commitment in yourself today. So guys, this is Zack Childress. I've loved being on here with you, sharing this new training with you, but it's up to you at this point. I want to see you all. I want to see you all at my next event. I really would love that. But I also know that for some of you, I need you to get in this first. I need you to become a successful partner here first. Get involved in the software that we're putting together. Get involved in the partnership program. Take advantage of the new training sources and utilize the training and implementation processes that we have in place. And this, my friend, is my gift to you. Okay? So jump on board with us. Make the decision to invest in yourself today. And remember, this is the time that millionaires are made in this business, and you can do it too. I'll see you on the next one. Looking forward to seeing your testimonials, and I'm excited to hear your feedback. Talk to you guys real soon. Have a great day.